The first round of the draft is in the books. 30 picks, 30 new futures. But I'm not here to tell you who got the best player. I'm here to answer a different question. Who actually drafted well? Who picked for their real needs and who just grabbed a name? So let's hand out grades for every team's first round pick on fit and impact. Let's get into it. Quick word on the grades. I'm not grading talent. The scouts already did that. I'm grading fit. Did the pick solve a real need for that team? And impact? Will he actually move the needle? A great player on the wrong roster can be a C. A role player who fills a glaring hole can be an A. This is about how well each team drafted for itself. These grades are my read. This is Game is Culture. Quick thing before the grades, if you like the draft broken down by fit instead of hype, subscribe. It's free and it helps a ton. Now, the whole board at a glance. Here's the whole first round on one map. Across the bottom is fit, how well the pick matched the team's needs. Up the side is impact, how much he'll actually help. The teams up in the top right nailed it, the right player for the right need. Down in the bottom left is where the questionable picks live, talent that doesn't quite match the roster. Let's start with the teams that got it right. First, the winners. The best pick of the night on fit was Memphis taking Cameron Boozer at 3. The Grizzlies had just traded Jaren Jackson Jr., leaving a gaping hole at power forward, and they filled it with the safest, most polished prospect in the entire draft, the National Player of the Year. Right position, right timeline, right player. That's what a perfect draft fit looks like. He spaces the floor next to Zach Edey, his passing makes the young pieces better, and he's polished enough to lead a rebuild from day one. You simply cannot script a cleaner marriage of need and prospect. Grade A+. Next winner, Atlanta. After moving Trae Young, the Hawks had a giant hole where their lead guard used to be. So at pick 8, they took Kingston Flemings, a true point guard to run their new era. When you trade a star, the worst thing you can do is ignore the void he leaves and hope it fixes itself. Atlanta did the opposite. They drafted the exact archetype they just lost, a creator to put the ball in. It won't replace Trae's production overnight, but it gives the rebuild a clear center of gravity. Clean, logical, need-first drafting. Grade A. Third winner, Milwaukee. The Bucks are rebuilding after the Giannis trade, armed with a pile of picks they got from Miami. A rebuilding team's job is simple, swing for upside, and they did, grabbing Nate Ament, a high-ceiling wing who slid further than his talent should have. For a team with time to develop, that's perfect value. Don't draft for need on a rebuild, draft for upside, and Milwaukee did exactly that. Grade A-. Now the reaches. And to be clear, a reach here doesn't mean a bad player, it means a questionable fit. Start with Chicago at 4, Caleb Wilson. Brilliant athlete and defender, but he's a non-shooter joining a roster already crowded with non-shooting forwards, Buzelis, Patrick Williams, and Okoro. They added talent to a logjam instead of solving their spacing problem. Great prospect, messy fit. Grade C+. The second fit reach, Utah at 2 with Darren Peterson. He's a fantastic scorer, no argument. But the Jazz already have a backcourt full of young guards who need the ball. Keontae George, Isaiah Collier, and Ace Bailey. Adding another ball-dominant guard creates a usage traffic jam. The talent justifies the pick, but the fit on this specific roster is a real question. Grade B-. Now the steals. Best value of the round, San Antonio at 20, Jaden Quaintance. A high upside defensive big with real shot blocking instincts who slid well past where his talent says he should have gone. The Spurs are the perfect place to develop a project like that. No pressure, elite player development, and a defensive culture to plug him into. Getting a potential lottery level talent at pick 20 is exactly the kind of swing good front offices pounce on. Low risk because of where he went, high reward if he hits. That's how you build a deep, dangerous roster. Grade A. Another steal. Phoenix at the very end of the round. Pick 30, Koa Pete. A productive, polished, high-motor forward still on the board at the buzzer of round 1. Late picks are supposed to be dart throws, but Pete profiles as a rotation player who can contribute early. Getting a ready-made contributor with the last pick of the first round is tremendous value. Grade A-. So here's the contrast that defines this draft. The teams that won did one thing. They drafted for who they are. Memphis filled the need. Atlanta replaced the star. Milwaukee swung for upside on a rebuild. The teams that stumbled drafted talent that overlapped what they already had. Same draft, opposite philosophies. And that's the difference between an A and a C. Not the player, the plan. The full report card. Here's the top of the class, the A tier, the teams whose pick cleanly answered a real need. Memphis with Boozer, Atlanta with Flemings, Milwaukee swinging on Ament, and San Antonio stealing Quaintance. Add Washington, who simply took the best player alive in Dabonsa and let a star fit follow. These are the front offices that walked out of round 1 with a clear plan and the player to match it. And here's the spread of the whole round, by my grades. Most teams landed in the solid B range. Good picks with a small question of timeline or position attached. Teams like Utah, Brooklyn, Dallas, and Boston. A strong handful earned A's by cleanly filling a need. A smaller group fell into the C tier. The fit gambles, headlined by Chicago. Talent that made the roster more crowded rather than more complete. And only a couple of true head scratchers. It was, on the whole, a sharp drafting night across the league. So who won the night? On fit and impact, it's Memphis. Filling your biggest hole with the safest, highest floor prospect in the draft on a rebuild timeline that suits him perfectly is the cleanest decision any team made. Atlanta's need-first replacement of Trey is a close second. The lesson of round 1 is simple. The best drafters didn't chase the shiniest name. They drafted the player their roster was actually asking for. Where could I be wrong? Fit grades age fast. A C-tier pick whose jumper develops can look like a steal in 2 years. And a clean fit can flop if the player just isn't good enough. Talent eventually wins out over tidiness, so treat these as grades for the decision, not the destiny. We'll know the real answers in 3 years. For tonight, this is how the board shakes out. So those are the grades. Memphis nailed it, Atlanta replaced a star the smart way, and a few contenders added talent they'll have to untangle. But you tell me, which team's draft do you love, and which grade did I get wrong? Drop it in the comments. And we are so close to 1,000 subs, so subscribe to stay up to date.